Hello and welcome back to our Lord of the Rings LCG solo progression series, and today's quest is Flight from Moria, which is the third and final scenario in the Khazad-dûm Deluxe expansion. A quick reminder that in this series we're playing through each quest in chronological order of the game's initial release, and we'll only be using player cards that were available at the time of this quest's release. I'm calling this deck Fly You Fools, and that's definitely an obvious homage to a certain scene in Fellowship of the Ring, and it's fitting because this entire scenario is sort of a homage to the Fellowship of the Ring and a certain scene in that book. So I find it interesting that in the first two cycles that FFG really did sort of lean heavily on the familiar stories and ideas from Tolkien. I think that was wise because Tolkien fans are pretty discerning. We kind of demand fidelity to the Tolkien's stories and the heart of his stories. And so, you know, they didn't jump right into writing all kinds of fan fiction type characters. And even as they progressed in the stories and they kind of started creating characters and situations that are different than what we've read in any of Tolkien's works, man, I think Caleb and his team just understand Tolkien and respect him, and it comes across to such a degree that as a major Tolkien fan, I can really enjoy this game. And I think that's true for pretty much everybody that plays this game. I think we all appreciate the way the game treats Tolkien's work with a lot of respect. Okay, so we're used to Denethor and Thalin. We're going to use them again because they just work in the Khazad-dûm Deluxe expansion. Good news is we won't see them after this quest for a little while. But Dane Ironfoot is a powerful hero we have yet to use. He is a leadership hero from Return to Mirkwood. That's what he came out in that adventure pack. He is a dwarf noble traded hero with 11 threat, 1 willpower, 2 attack, 3 defense, and 5 health. And where he really shines is this text. While Dane Ironfoot is ready, dwarf characters get +1 attack and +1 willpower. So the idea is you want to spam dwarves. He is the linchpin to what is traditionally called the dwarf swarm deck. So you're just putting out dwarves, and Dane, as long as he's ready, is boosting all of them in terms of attack and questing. So super powerful in the early meta, but this is our first time to use Dane Ironfoot, and hopefully to great effect here. I do like this quest. Let's get to the quest and see how we do. Good opening hand. I like that we have Steward of Gondor naturally, and I also have Narvi's Belt. So even though it looks like I can't play all these cards pretty quickly, we will be able to because of Narvi's Belt. Okay, so because Dane is ready, we're going to go ahead and boost our dwarf characters. And now let's look at 1A. A presence in the dark. You have discovered the fate of the dwarven colony and seek to leave Moria, but exiting may not be as simple as entering. For setup, we prepare the quest deck. Now, it's odd that this tells us to do that. We always set up the quest deck. That's just the sequential stages, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. To set it up, you normally just put them in a pile in order. But in this quest, there's a kind of unique quest deck. Let's look at it. There are 7 matching 2As. Each one of these has a different 2B, but the 2As all look the same. So we're going to shuffle that. And so if you're physically playing with the cards, you just put them in a pile with this on top. And so every time you advance, you're going to the next 2A, and it's going to be variable. Now it says add the nameless sphere to the staging area. Let's look at the nameless sphere. 50 engagement. It has an X value, which is based on the number of victory points in the victory display. So as we clear these quests, victory points will be added to the victory display, and his threat and attack and defense will go up. Appropriately, he is immune to player card effects, and the nameless sphere cannot engage or be engaged. So I'm glad that Thalin can't, swing at him or something like that. He's a foe beyond us. Speaking of a foe beyond, remove all copies of a foe beyond from the encounter deck. Then shuffle 1 copy of a foe beyond per player back into the encounter deck. So one of these goes back into the encounter deck of 47, and these will be moved out of play. Let's just give it a quick look here. A foe beyond, when revealed, the last player deals damage equal to the nameless sphere's attack, which can go up. So eventually it's enough to destroy even Dane. And this effect cannot be canceled. But let's move these to set aside. And then we will be done with 1B. Let's look, or 1A. Here's 1B. As you leave the 7th level, the air grows thick and drums begin to roll from the deeps. A man-shaped shadow, yet greater, masses at the end of the hall and begins to head straight for you. When revealed, reveal one encounter card per player and add it to the staging area. Then add a presence in the dark to your victory display. The card revealed is going to be Shadow of Fear. A little bit of a bummer because we're going to put this on Dane. So it says, when revealed, the first player attaches Shadow of Fear to one of his heroes. And it's a condition. Limit one per hero. Attached hero cannot exhaust or ready, and its text box is treated as if it were blank. And so now this boost is gone. And he can't defend or anything. That's kind of a bummer. I hate getting this one during setup, but we can make it back from it. There is an action that we can take where we pay 3 resources from this attached hero's pool to discard this card. So with the help of Steward of Gondor, by round 3, we can get rid of Shadow of Fear. Okay, so this is gone. This is added to the victory display, and that means that the X value of the Nameless Fear is 2. And now let's look at a search for an exit. As the presence draws near, doubt and fear surround you like a vast shadow. You must find daylight. You must escape from the black pit. While search for an exit is the active quest card, only flip it to side 2B at the beginning of the staging step. So we'll have to commit characters, and then before revealing cards at the beginning of staging, we'll know what this actual quest is on the other side. All right, so resource phase. We just got to keep in mind that Dane can't exhaust, so he's no good right now, other than just for collecting resources. Now I have the option, I think what I'm going to do is use Denethor's action during planning, because you can just get a debilitating card coming out. So let's use his action. Exhaust Denethor to look at the top card of the encounter deck. You may move that card to the bottom of the deck. That card is going to be Plundered Armory. Okay. Now Thalon is not boosted by Dane because his text is blank. All right, we're going to just quest with Thalon. And now we flip over at the beginning of staging this card, Search for an Exit. It is heading up. Perhaps if you climbed this pile of rocks, there would be a way out. And there's a forced effect that doesn't matter because there is a heading up and a heading down in the quest deck. If heading down were in the victory display, and this card was active at the end of the quest phase, that we would shuffle heading down back into the quest deck, but that won't matter. We'll stay here for a little while. Okay, we reveal Plundered Armory, and our threat goes up by 4. Now we'll travel to Plundered Armory. There's a text here, while Plundered Armory is in the staging area, enemies get +1 attack, but it won't be in the staging area. Okay, so nobody to encounter at the end of combat. Let's just take note of this. Players may bypass this quest card at the end of the combat phase. Each quest card has that text. So if one of these comes out and you don't want to be there, you can bypass it at the end of combat by taking the quest card and placing it at the bottom of the quest deck, and then taking the next 2A, adding it to the active quest to be flipped during the next round during staging. But for now, we're just going to hang out here because there's no negative reason to be at heading up. So we'll hopefully be able to stay here for a little while next round. We will use Denethor's action to look at the top card, and it is Massing in the Deep, Doomed 1. When revealed, reveal X additional cards from the encounter deck and add them to the staging area. So there's no reason not to move that to the bottom of the deck. Unfortunately, it means we don't know what's coming next, but let's go ahead and pay for Steward of Gondor and attach it to Dane Ironfoot and exhaust it. Next round, we'll have enough resources on him to discard Shadow of Fear. Let's play Gondorian Spearman. And I think just to get some willpower out, let's also play Erebor Hammersmith. Also, if we got a Undisturbed Bones, I don't want to lose Gondorian Spearman, so we're going to quest with Thalon. He's not boosted. And we reveal Goblin Archer. Yes, Thalon kills him. And I meant to also quest with Erebor Record Keeper to sort of help Thalon in case we had sudden pitfall as well. Okay, so no threat increase. Very good. Man, Thalon is so good in the Khazad-dûm Deluxe expansion. Goodbye, Goblin Archer. Okay, so no threat increase. We won't bypass here. Refresh. Next round. All right, we'll exhaust Steward of Gondor, and now let's get rid of this accursed Shadow of Fear. We'll pay 3 resources to do it, so it's gone. So now Dane has his boost back. So all our dwarves are boosted. Let's use Denethor's action to look at the top card. It's Gondor, a Goblin Spearman. We are really set. We made it through, a difficult part of the quest. All right, so I don't have a way to play these spirit cards yet. Well, I do, Narvi's Belt, but there's no reason to play Narvi's Belt yet. So we're just going to quest with Thalon and Erebor Record Keeper and reveal Goblin Spearman who's damaged by Thalon. No progress made. Goblin Spearman engages us. He gets a shadow card. Gondorian Spearman exhaust to defend, and when he does, a damage is placed on Goblin Spearman, and so he is gone. All right, refresh. Steward of Gondor. Now we can play for 2 Narvi's Belt, which is a new card. We'll attach it to Dane. Let's look at it. It's a leadership attachment attached to a dwarf hero, and we can take an action, exhaust Narvi's Belt, to give attached hero any resource icon we want until the end of the phase. So it's really powerful. So let's use Denethor's action. And Stray Goblin is good. We're going to exhaust Narvi's Belt to give Dane Ironfoot a spirit resource icon. And so until the end of the phase. And so we're going to place Unexpected Courage onto Denethor and ready him. And then we're going to, since he still has a spirit resource icon, let's go ahead and put an Ancient Matham onto Plundered Armory. Let's use 2 resources from Denethor's pool to play Erebor Hammersmith, who is boosted by Dane. No attachment to fish out of the discard pile. And that is it for now. We're going to quest with Thalon and our other 2 dwarves. And I think we'll make enough progress to explore Plundered Armory and draw these 3 cards. We reveal Stray Goblin, which has a threat and attack of X, which is based on the number of players in the game. So yeah, we made 3 progress. Oh yeah, he's damaged by Thalon. 1, 2, and 3. Plundered Armory leaves play. When it does, each player can attach a weapon or armor attachment from his hand to 1 character he controls. I don't have any in the deck. So that's going to be 3 drawn cards because of Ancient Matham. Very good, very good. Okay, did I do the right amount of progress? Let me go back. Yeah, 3. I did that. Just wanted to make sure. There we go. Okay, so we will engage Stray Goblin. He gets a shadow card during the action window. After receiving shadow cards, we're going to exhaust Denethor to look at what's on top of the deck. It's abandoned tools. So I'm actually going to bury this because I don't like the fact that the next card is not one that I know about. So I'm going to I'll get abandoned tools another way. But if it comes out, if it's revealed, then you have to have a card come out right afterward that might be something you don't want. Okay, so we're going to defend with Gondorian Spearman, and so Stray Goblin is killed. And look at this. Attacking enemy gets +1 or +3 instead if engaged with the first player. So that'd be 4 attacks. So just really powerful Thalon and Gondorian Spearman. How can you say no? All right, refresh. Again, we're not bypassing heading up. Next round, Steward of Gondor. Let's exhaust Denethor to look at the top card. It's Undisturbed Bones. Let's go ahead and play... well, before I do, let me decide, do I want to bury Undisturbed Bones? It would kill any ally I have right now. Let's bury it. We'll exhaust Unexpected Courage and use Denethor's action again. New Devilry. When revealed, if the players are not on stage 1, shuffle the current quest card into the quest deck and then reveal a new quest card. I'm fine with that. Okay, let's play Gleowine and draw a card. Let's exhaust Narvi's Belt to give Dane Ironfoot a spirit resource icon, and we'll put Unexpected Courage onto Denethor. Let's ready Denethor. Okay, all's well here. We're going to quest with Thalon and our 2 dwarves. And we reveal New Devilry. When revealed, if the players are not on stage 1, which we're not, we shuffle the current quest card into the quest deck, then reveal a new quest card. So this goes into the quest deck, and we reveal the top card of this shuffle deck, and that card is Escape from Darkness. Okay, so this is the one that we're hoping to win. This is the stage where we'll win, Escape from Darkness, but we can't win right now. Have to make 4 progress to advance, and it says there is a weakness in the walls. You can practically taste the freedom beyond. Okay, so we made 4 progress, but progress tokens cannot be placed on Escape from the Darkness except by abandoned tools. Remember that card we buried? We'll have to get it to move on, and so we're going to bypass this in a minute. Okay, so it's during travel phase. Let's use Denethor's action to look at the top card. It's Dark and Dreadful. Let's move that to the bottom of the encounter deck. I don't want to damage all my 1 health allies. Okay, at the end of combat, we're going to bypass Escape from Darkness. So we move it to the bottom of the quest deck, and then we reveal the top quest. But it stays on its 2A until next staging. Okay, refresh next round. We'll exhaust Steward of Gondor. We're going to draw a card with Glaiwine. And I guess let's go ahead and play Erebor Record Keeper from our hand. He's boosted by Dane as long as Dane's ready. Now let's use Denethor's action here in planning to look at the top card. Mountain's Roots is A-OK. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to play Gandalf from our hand and draw 3 cards. All right, things are looking up. Now, during this planning phase, we're going to play a Born Aloft. We're going to attach it to Gandalf. It can be attached to an ally. So we're going to attach this card, Born Aloft, for free to Gandalf. Okay, so now we're going to commit Gandalf to the quest. And Thalon, so we're going to make a good amount of progress. We're going to reveal Mountain's Roots. Actually, before we reveal Mountain's Roots, at the beginning of staging, we flip this card over. Oh, I hate this one. A Wrong Turn. This is a dangerous part of the mine. When revealed, reveal 1 encounter card per player and add it to the staging area. So we're going to reveal this card plus another one. So we revealed this as part of the when revealed on a wrong turn. And Mountain's Roots has an X, both threat and progress of 1. And now we're going to reveal another card, which we have no control over. I don't have a test of will. Okay, it's Dark and Dreadful. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. That is quite the bummer. All right, so 2 damage, or 1 damage. Let's see, 1. Glaiwine gets a damage. We lost both Erebor Record Keepers. And then Erebor Hammersmith is damaged, and Gandalf is damaged. So I hate when that happens. It can happen, but we'll be fine without the Erebor Record Keepers. So that was all of our damaged or exhausted characters. At least it wasn't 2 that would have killed Glaiwine, but oh well. We made 5 progress and cleared this location. So this goes to the victory display, meaning that the X value of Nameless Fear is 4. And we'll have a new 2A to deal with. Okay, let's use Denethor's action somewhere along the way. Goblin Spearman is good. We're going to travel to Mountain's Roots. Forgot to do that. At the refresh phase, after we refresh everybody, we're going to play this action during the refresh action window. Discard Born Aloft from play to return attached ally to its owner's hand. So Gandalf comes back, and we move on to the next round. There's our test of will. Thanks a lot. Okay, drawing a card with Glaiwine. So it might be wise to, well, we know it's coming, so we know that that's not coming. That's the only quest card that can kind of punish you in that way. So now we're not worried about that. Let's exhaust Narvi's Belt to give Dane Ironfoot a spirit resource icon. We're going to attach Ancient Matham to the Mountain's Roots. And we'll go ahead while we have the spirit resource icon. Let's play a Sigil Minor, and it's boosted by Dane. Let's move our dwarves down here. 1 resource here and 3 here. Yeah, we'll stay put. Okay, we're going to quest with Thalon and the 2 dwarves. And at the beginning of staging, after committing characters, we flip this over. It is blocked by shadow. When revealed, the first player chooses one of the following. Each player discards 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. If the card is a treachery card, the discarding player is eliminated from the game. So we could do that right now. We could discard this. It's not a treachery. We wouldn't be eliminated from the game. And then if we make 9 progress, we've won the quest. However, if I do this and I discard Goblin Spearman, a card might come out that I just don't want to deal with at this point. And I don't really want to win this way. I wanted to show you this, but this is one way you can win. But what I'm going to do is take the second bullet point, reveal the next quest card, putting blocked by shadow on the bottom of the quest deck. So let's put blocked by shadow down on the bottom. I think winning by the other way is more fun. Okay, so this is the new quest card. It's heading up, which we're familiar with. And heading down is not in the victory display, so we're not worried about that. But now we reveal Goblin Spearman. He's damaged by Thalon. We made no progress. Okay, we're going to leave this here. Goblin Spearman will engage us, and Gondorian Spearman takes him out. What was his shadow? Mountain's Roots. After dealing shadow cards, we will have used Denethor's action to look, and we're fine with Plundered Armory next round. Okay, we'll draw a card with Gleowine. And let's play Erebor Hammersmith from our hand. When we do, we can grab the topmost attachment out of our discard pile and add it to our hand so we get this Born Aloft right back. Let's exhaust Steward of Gondor. I think I like this idea. Let's spend 2 resources, 1, 2, to play Shadow of the Past action. Move the top card of the encounter discard pile to the top of the encounter deck. Mountain's Roots is just so weak sauce. Let's do that. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's play a Gandalf from our hand and draw 3 cards. That seems to be a good move. And now we'll play this Born Aloft that we retrieved with Erebor Record Keeper and attach it to Gandalf. Okay, so we're going to, we know what's coming because we used Shadow of the Past. We're going to quest with Gandalf and the dwarves. Okay, we reveal Mountain's Roots. It has an X of 1, which is based on the number of players in the game. We made 7 progress, so 1 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Didn't quite clear heading up, but this will draw us 3 cards. So between the Gandalf and that, we are definitely drawing a bunch of cards. Here's our first sneak attack. Okay, we'll travel to Mountain's Roots. We'll use Denethor's action. Well, we know what's coming, actually. It's Plundered Armory. Okay, refresh at the end of the round. During the refresh action window, we're going to discard Born Aloft to add Gandalf back to our hand. Next round. All right, so we're definitely going to win at this point. It's just, you have to get through those first few potentially hazardous rounds. Okay, let's exhaust Narvi's Belt to give Dane Ironfoot a spirit resource icon, and we'll play Sigil Minor from our hand. We'll save his other resource, I think. We'll quest here. Yeah, there's plenty. Okay, we reveal Plundered Armory. 1 progress on the current active location, and then 2 here. So this, heading up, is going to go to the victory display. It has a victory of 1. And so now the X value of Nameless Fear is 5. This goes to the victory display. The next quest is queued. Mountain's Roots left play. We'll travel to Plundered Armory. Let's look at what's coming with Denethor. New Devilry. I don't want to deal with New Devilry. Let's use his action again. Stray Goblin is good. Refresh onto the next round. Okay, drawing a card with Gleowine. Exhausting Steward of Gondor. Let's play Erebor Hammersmith from our hand. When we do, he's boosted by Dane, and we grab this Born Aloft once again from the discard pile. I think we'll just save our sneak attacks, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's play Gandalf from our hand and draw 3 cards. Not really worried about our threat quite yet. But if I wanted to, I could. Do I have any resources? I have 2, but I don't think it's worth. I think I want to save these resources. I could put Mountain's Roots back into the encounter deck with Shadow of the Past, but we can deal with Stray Goblin, no issues. Okay, we're going to attach this Born Aloft to Gandalf. And we're going to quest and make plenty of progress. Should be able to clear whatever comes out. Okay, we're going to flip over at the beginning of staging, search for an exit. All right, narrow paths. When revealed, each player chooses 1 questing character he controls. Each questing character not chosen does not commit its willpower until the end of the round. We're going to choose Gandalf. He's our highest. So these guys are still questing, but their willpower doesn't count. And now we reveal Stray Goblin, who has a threat and attack of 1. And he was damaged by Thalon, and our threat goes up by 2. Okay. And now we will engage Stray Goblin, who will be dispatched by Gondorian Spearman. What was the Shadow? Crumbling Ruin. Okay, after Shadow was dealt, we'll use Denethor's action. We want to bury Sudden Pitfall for sure. We'll do his action again. Mountain's Roots is always our favorite. Okay, refresh. And at the end of the during the refresh action window, we'll discard Born Aloft. We're familiar with this play. Next round. All right, there's our single copy of Hinnemarth. Let's draw a card with Gleowine. All right, there's another Born Aloft. We just have 2 in the deck, but we've used it a few times. Let's play Hinnemarth. Just good to have him always. So we are going to exhaust Narvi's Belt to give Dane Ironfoot a spirit resource icon. We're going to play Sigil Minor from our hand. Okay, and now I think I might sneak attack Gandalf in. I don't know that I need to, actually. We don't need to. So let's just quest with Thalon and our dwarves. Let's sneak attack Gandalf in. Before we committed characters, we will have sneak attacked Gandalf in. And let's lower our threat by 5. Okay, we're questing with Gandalf as well. We reveal Mountain's Roots. Can't hit the right button. So we made 12 progress. That's 2 and 10. Now it says forced after placing the first progress token on narrow paths, which we just did, search the encounter deck and discard pile for abandoned tools and add it to the staging area at Fable. Okay, so we know it's in the encounter deck. I buried it earlier. So here it is, abandoned tools, and we shuffle the deck. Now it doesn't say shuffle the deck, but the rule is now anytime you search your encounter deck, you have to shuffle it. So early on, sometimes it would say shuffle, sometimes it didn't, but a later ruling than the initial first few years of the game tells you to always shuffle your deck. Okay, so this was not revealed. It was added, and so as such, the guarded keyword doesn't fire. It just sits here. Okay, so narrow passes can go to the victory display, meaning that the Balrog is at 6x. Okay, plundered armory leaves play. The forced effect doesn't matter. This goes to the victory display. And now we'll travel to Mountain's Roots. Let's exhaust Denethor to look at what's coming. Chieftain of the Pit. Let's move that to the bottom of the deck. Gandalf did come back to our hands because he was sneak attacked in. Okay, Gondorian Spearman's good. Let's ready Denethor and exhaust him to take this action. Exhaust a hero to claim this objective if it has no encounters attached. It doesn't. All right, refresh. Next round. And we would need the final, let's see. We need the final Unexpected Courage to for sure win the game here. If this is, I don't think it is because I think we buried it. If it is, I forget the name of it, but the one where we chip away at the wall, we could win here potentially. Well, we could play Gandalf from our hand. I don't think I want to, though. Let's play another Gondorian Spearman, just to have 2 out for funsies. All right, we are going to sneak attack Gandalf in. And when we do, we're going to draw 3 cards. Okay, there is our final unexpected courage. Okay, we're going to quest quite heavily here. And we're going to flip over at the beginning of staging, search for an exit. It is heading down. And I think in the victory display, so actually I've not been sending them to the victory display. I've been sending them to quest discard. I think I have. So heading up is in the victory display, but where are they? Shared quest discard. Here we go. Yeah, here's heading up. So it's in the victory display, which I just have been shoving them in the quest discard. So we want to make sure to clear this active quest because of the forced effect. Okay, so we're revealing Goblin Spearman. He's damaged by Thalon. We made 10 progress, 1 and 9. And so we did clear heading down. This goes out of play. This goes to the victory display, which is going to boost the Balrog to 7. So victory display, and now we have a new 2-way, which might be the final stage, I think. Okay, Gandalf comes back to your hand at the end of questing. Goblin Spearman is destroyed by Gondorian Spearman. And so there we go. And now, whenever Shadow Cards was dealt before the actual attack, we'll look at what was coming. It was fouled well. We'll bury that. Great Cave Troll is an instant bury. And then Denethor will bury Sudden Pitfall. All right, there's a bunch of tough cards there. We'll use Hinamar's action. Very good. Okay, refresh next round. We might win here. I think the next one is, I forget what all we've seen. Okay, drawn a card with Gleowine. Let's play 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play Faramir. Let's use a resource from Thalon's pool to give him a Song of Travel. And we're going to play our final Unexpected Courage. And with our 2 lore resources, I think we'll just hang on to those. Yeah. So we're going to sneak attack Gandalf in at the beginning of... Oh, I don't have a sneak attack. Never mind. Okay, so we're questing with our dwarves, and Faramir can boost them now. Before we reveal, we flip at the beginning of staging. We flip this card. It is Hasty Counsel. That's the one I couldn't remember. You pause momentarily to consider your options. When revealed, shuffle all copies of a Foe Beyond from the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. Okay, so the encounter discard pile, I don't think we've seen a Foe Beyond. Yeah, we buried it earlier. So that doesn't happen. Then we reveal the top 2 cards of the quest deck. They're both of the cards that you can win the game with. Choose one to become the active quest, flip to side 2B, put the other on the bottom of the deck, then add Hasty Counsel to the victory display. Let's go ahead and just put Hasty Counsel in the victory display. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're at 9 X. So we reveal these 2 cards, and we choose one to become the current quest, and one moves to the bottom. Let's move that to the bottom. And so this is the current quest, Escape from Darkness. I couldn't remember what it was called. That's what it is. Okay, so that was all at the beginning of staging. Now we reveal a card, which Thalon will just dispatch, the Orc Drummer. Okay, we make progress, but it says here, players' progress tokens cannot be placed on Escape from Darkness except by abandoned tools, which we're about to win the quest right here in 13 rounds. Okay, we're going to refresh, and now it says abandoned tools gains the following text. It gains a refresh action. Exhaust attached hero to put a progress token on Escape from Darkness. So the attached hero is Denethor. So imagine this text, refresh action, exhaust attached hero to put a progress token on Escape from Darkness. Imagine it's imprinted on this card. So that means refresh action means you can only do it during the refresh phase. So that's where we are. We're in the refresh action window. Let's exhaust the hero that's attached, which is Denethor, to put a single progress token on Escape from Darkness. We'll ready him with unexpected courage and do it again. We'll ready him with unexpected courage and do it again. And one more time. And in doing that, we just won the quest. That's 4 progress. And so we won it in 13 rounds. All right, so that's it. That's a win and a wrap for Khazad-dûm. So as you can see, that one's got like a lot of crazy shenanigans. It's fun to play. I just like it a lot. Different things can come out in different orders. It's not such on the rails, and that's kind of indicative of where the game's going eventually. There's a lot more surprises ahead for us. But as we move on, we'll be going next into the Dwardelf cycle, into the APs, and specifically the Redhorn Gate, which I really like. If you're new to the game and you've played Redhorn Gate, don't watch my playthrough until you've had a chance to actually play Redhorn Gate yourself. It's definitely worth the experience. The big surprise around the corner type thing. It's fun. When I first played it, I remember laughing to myself at the brilliance of this game. But hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.